Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have been trying for the last like 8 minutes to get this hair and this pimple under control, and it is just not happening. So we're just gonna roll with it today. I hope this third eye isn't too distracting. It is on a mission and there's really nothing I can do about it. So it is what it is. And my hair, I've been trying to embrace my natural wave, playing with a little bit of the curly girl method and some new products, just trying to figure out how to use less heat on my hair and make it look somewhat presentable. So I showered this morning, applied those products, and this is what we're currently working with. It's still a little damp, but if you have any interest in videos like that, let me know. I think I have 2A hair. That's what I've determined. Anyway, on to the point of this video. Many of you know I got engaged last summer and I said I was gonna try and share some wedding content on my channel. And I don't know why I really haven't. To be honest, we haven't done too much, but today I wanted to talk about probably the most important part for me, and that was wedding dress shopping. I was so excited to start wedding dress shopping. I think that most women get really excited about that part, and while I really did love and enjoy every minute of the experience, it definitely got to a point where I was ready to find a dress. You know, at the end of the day, you are on a mission to find and purchase something, and you really do want to find it. Now, I definitely learned a lot going through this process, and I think most girls do learn a lot. I'm not an expert by any means, but I thought it may be helpful to share some of the things that I took away from the experience and may help you if you are on the hunt for the perfect wedding gown. All right, so let's dive in. I tried to pick 5 things, but there's kind of 6. The first tip for dress shopping, and I would say this is for your first appointment, go in with 0 expectations. Don't have any preconceived notions in your mind. Don't be dead set on one certain dress or one certain style. Have an open mind and try on all the things. My very first bridal appointment was at Free Love Bridal in Cape May, New Jersey. It's just the most beautiful little boutique that my mom and sister and I have been in love with for years, and I always said if I ever got engaged, I wanted to go here to try on dresses. So we made that like a fun day. We took the bikes from our rental house over to the bridal shop and just had a fun day. They had champagne and cupcakes and had everything set up so beautifully for us, and I tried on everything. That day I had no expectations. I had no plans to purchase my dress. If it happened, it would happen, but I wasn't like, this is it, we have to find one, and I just had fun. So go in, at least to your first appointment, try on everything and anything, because you will be surprised by what you like that you didn't think you would, and what you really don't like that you thought you would love. I don't think I said it, but I did purchase my dress, and it's nothing like what I imagined. Like, I had this vision in my head, this certain style and look and feel, and it's very, very different, but I truly love the dress I went with. I cannot wait to wear it. I can't wait to share pictures of it. It's just gorgeous. But to get to that point, I really did have to try on everything else to basically eliminate it, because you have no idea, and things are gonna look a lot different on you than you think. So I would definitely recommend that you try on all the things and make sure you enjoy the process. All right, so my next tip for dress shopping is after you went and had your fun appointment, trying everything and everything, you're gonna realize what styles you gravitate towards. So there's definitely gonna be certain fabrics, certain shapes, certain designs that you just love the way that you feel in. So this is where you really want to identify what you want out of a dress. There were a couple of things that were really, really important for me. I don't want to share too much because I don't want to give away my dress just yet, but you know, some people may be very self-conscious about their arms, and it's really important for them to have some kind of detail on their shoulder or a cap sleeve or even long sleeves. Some people may be worried about their stomach or anything too tight and want that bigger, fuller bottom. Maybe you don't want to be too busty, so you want to stay away from V-necks or anything that exposes too much of your chest. As you try on more dresses, you're going to start to realize these things, and in your head you'll begin designing the perfect dress, which makes every appointment from there a lot easier. So if you can identify, you know, I want a scoop neck, I want a thicker strap, I want an A-line bottom, and I want this kind of material, you have a little more guidance through the rest of your process. So figure out what is most important to you, but also what makes you feel the best. My next tip, if budget is very important to you, stick to your budget. Tell this to your stylist. I mean, they're going to ask, but be really firm on it and try to insist that you don't look at anything outside of your budget. I did have a budget in mind, but it was kind of flexible, and I ended up trying on a dress that was a little more expensive than I would have liked to have spent, and just fell in complete love with it. And it was like the best worst thing ever, because that was the dress I ended up getting. I could not get it out of my mind. I booked a handful of other appointments at other bridal shops after I had tried this dress, and that one just continued to stick out in my mind. And honestly, my only hesitation about it was the price. And this is where I have to say something that may be a little controversial. Your dress is probably the most important part, I think. I mean, it is your day. You want to feel the best. You want to look the best. So I think that if you fall in love with a dress that's a little outside of your budget, that it's okay to splurge, because it is really hard to find a dress that you do love. So if you find it, it ends up being a little more than you had initially planned to spend. See if you can pull from other areas of your overall budget to compensate for that. But like I mentioned at the beginning, just try to avoid going into that out of budget territory to begin with. Like if you're really, really firm on your budget, don't even let the stylist tempt you. From my personal experience, I realize that some of them are better at this than others, but you really do run the show. So don't be afraid to speak up. There are thousands of gorgeous dresses at every single price point. So don't feel like a more expensive dress is going to be a better one. But if you don't set that standard, they may tempt you with something that is outside of your budget. My next tip is take a lot of pictures. So I brought my mom and my sister to every single appointment. I would try on as many dresses as I could during that appointment and snap multiple pictures of every single one of them. From every angle, front, back, side, short clips of me walking. Even if I didn't think I loved the dress, I made sure to snap some pictures, because after the appointment, we would go through them and look at them. Like there would be dozens of photos, some appointments even hundreds. And I would notice that the way I look in a dress in a photograph is completely different than how I looked in it in person. And to me, that was kind of concerning, because I not only want to look great in it in person and feel great in it in person, but I wanted to photograph well. So if I just did not like how the dress was photographing, mind you, they don't fit you perfectly, but you can kind of tell certain elements of a dress how it'll look when it does. That was kind of a red flag to me. So that really helped me eliminate certain styles and designs. And to this day, I still refer back to the pictures. Oh, I just remembered something else. I'll just loop it into this one. When you go dress shopping, definitely do your hair and makeup a little bit if you feel like it. If you don't. I didn't really get dolled up for any of my appointments, and I apply this anytime I go shopping. If I love the way I look in something when my hair and makeup is not perfectly done, I know that I'm gonna love it when it is. So if you fall in love with something when you're not like on your A game, imagine how much you're gonna love it when you are. Okay, the very last thing I wanted to share is that when you find your dress, you will get that feeling. And I truly did not believe this, because I wasn't getting the feeling like at all. I tried on so many beautiful dresses and I just didn't have that feeling until I tried on my dress. It was the first time that I just felt like all the stars aligned. I loved how I looked in it. I loved how I felt in it. I loved how it photographed. I could not stop thinking about it, but the day that I tried it on, I wasn't ready to commit, and I didn't feel like I had tried enough dresses. So I kind of tabled it for a moment, decided to book a few more appointments elsewhere before revisiting it, and those other appointments really just helped me to make my decision, because I would try on these other dresses, try to see the best in them, try to envision myself wearing them, and I just couldn't. I did not have that same feeling. So while you may get a twinge of the feeling at the beginning, sometimes it's good to step away and revisit it. So some people have that overwhelming feeling the second they put it on, and maybe they've tried more dresses beforehand, or maybe it's the very first one, but that feeling does exist. And I think it depends on what kind of shopper you are. I wanted to make sure that I ruled out all my options, because it took me a while to even identify the style that I liked. So I felt like I hadn't tried enough gowns in that particular style. So after doing that, I knew 1000% that I had to go back and get that dress, because nothing compared, absolutely nothing. And I love it so, so much. So we ordered it. It won't be here until March when we'll start making the alterations and everything. But overall, the dress shopping experience was a lot of fun. I mean, you're just playing dress up in these gorgeous gowns. Enjoy it. Another thing, I wouldn't bring too many people with you unless you're really good at making your own decisions and aren't influenced by people in any way. For me, COVID really didn't allow me to bring anyone but my mom and sister, and that's who I always wanted anyway. I just feel like they're really supportive and helpful when it comes to shopping. I know they wouldn't try to deter me in any way. They really wanted me to find what I wanted, and that was helpful. Not everyone is gonna love your dress as much as you do, and that's okay. That's the point. So I would just be wary about who you decide to bring to those appointments. Even though it's fun, you might end up getting your feelings hurt with that. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want some more wedding content and what kinds of wedding related videos you want to see. I do want to incorporate some here and there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you've been wedding dress shopping before, leave me a comment below about what your #1 tip is. I want to know what you would tell everyone. And for me, the #1 tip is that it really is a feeling. You cannot explain it. Like when you feel like a bride in a dress, you know that's your dress. It may not be this like overwhelming surge of emotion, but it's definitely a feeling. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for bearing with me and my crazy hair, my big old pimple. I'm so excited. Tonight we are going dress shopping for my mom. She's trying to find her mother of the bride dress, and we started shopping last week. And we're kind of taking the same approach that we did with wedding dress shopping, just going in with no expectations, trying on all the things, seeing what she likes, seeing what she feels good in. And I can't tell you how much fun it is to go shopping for other people. Like, I feel so good now that I found my dress and I can just kind of enjoy the process with everyone else. Very exciting things ahead. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and I will see you guys in my next one.